Hi, good evening, guys, and welcome. And okay, so just been told last minute that we'll have to cancel the Leroy Smith interview. He hasn't got a connection. Um, so what I will do, I will play a couple of videos of it, and we'll take it from there, basically. Um, so if you're joining me now, please come on. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to play some videos, and yeah, and we'll go through the rest. We take it from there.
The man forgave me. I shot the man point blank. He's a and now I can class him as a friend.
More officers in London may have to be armed after last night's shooting of two policemen in Brixton.
This place, when I think about it, it's just making me feel like nauseous, like I wanna pass out, you know. This is an emotional place.
The two officers, PC Simon Carroll and PC Jim Seymour, are in hospital.
He pulled a handgun from his waistband. The gunman then fired a third shot, which hit me about a centimetre from the spine, went across the top of the kidney, and then ripped out the side of the flesh out the side of my body. And I remember sitting there, lying there thinking, I'm not going to die here. I'm not dying here.
When you live like that, you're not thinking about other people, you think about yourself. It's a self-centered world that you're living in. Back then, you wouldn't even want to be in my company, because I would scare you.
In other news, a drug dealer who shot and injured two policemen in Brixton was sent to prison for 25 years today.
I read it and I thought, if he is actually wants to make a difference to people's lives, I will support him and let him know that I agree with what you're doing and I hope you have changed, because I always wanted that. As soon as he got sentenced, I wanted him to change.
Now that I'm here, I'm kind of lost for words for that's not normally like me. If it was me, I wouldn't forgive someone. So if it was a situation now where something was happening, I would put my life in harm's way for him if I had to, without hesitation, because of everything what's happened.
I'm pleased Leroy's doing it with me. You know, this is another moment in my life I won't ever forget.
This doesn't need to be defeat, but at the moment, damn well feels like it.
David.
So I've been using this whitening kit from White's Beaconsfield. I'm on day 5 out of 7, and my teeth are looking.
And took the car and drove it off and escaped, made good my escape. Everything got close and personal and fast, and it just all happened like quick, because once he said that, then the first officer was like close to me, do you get me? And then it just happened from there, like all in like half a second. I didn't go think as far as that I want to kill. I just thinking as far as I want to escape. That's the truth. Because if I was thinking as far as to kill people, then I'd not being nasty, I'll be shooting people in their head, not in their leg. FBI team arrested us, found 20 kilo weed in the house, found a Mac 11 in my waist, a Glock in the kitchen, and like a key of coke. So it was a drug factory, the house. Prison ain't no nice place, and no one ain't tougher than them bars. And when it comes down to it, it's a cold, sterile, unhealthy place, you understand? With unhealthy characters everywhere. And you have to keep yourself sane in all of that for 20 years.
Then we're on. Today's guest, we've got London's Leroy Smith. How are you, brother?
Yes, my brother. Pleased to meet you.
It's good to meet you.
Yeah, man, it's nice.
You've led a very interesting life.
Yeah.
You've done 25 years in prison for shooting 2 coppers.
20 out of 25.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is when you actually came out, you actually met one of the guys at James Seymour.
Yeah.
He wanted to meet you.
Yeah.
Fascinating story that to be doing what you've done and then to come out and change your life. First of all, congratulations for making the changes.
Thank you.
How are you?
It's amazing, and every day is just like a blessing, and it's a long journey what's got to this stage, but basically I came out of prison to a good person who supported me morally and financially, and then it came to the stage where she started to ask me now, what am I going to do with my actual self, like in society, full stop, and what could I do, what would be the best to give back to society and benefit everybody and my own self at the same time, to become someone, because I'm just at the moment coming from prison, an ex-offender and a naughty one, you get me?
Yeah.
So then we came up with a conclusion about writing a book.
Out of the box. Where can people get this book?
It's on Amazon, it's on my website, it's in some WH. It's very easy. As soon as you put it in Google,
we'll leave all the links in the description for people watching just now.
So basically that book started the chain of events, what's led me to today where I am. And it's just amazing because I didn't hold back no punches. I told the truth. There's not one lie inside that book. And I told it with the intentions of people to be able to read it and gain knowledge from it for their own self in their own life. So they don't maybe have to feel the pain what I felt when I had to go through what I went through, even though I did it myself, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So basically that was what it was. And then that's the book what James read and then emailed the person what laid the book out. That's another James. And then
James is a popular name, isn't it? So all the kings are called James.
Yeah. And then it came back to me, and then the same lady what I was telling you about, she said she would come with me, and then we went there and we met at a train station, and I just said sorry to him to his face and just shook his hand, and he was just like down to earth, and we had a cup of coffee and just talked about how all of that happened. And yeah, that's
mad, and it takes a bigger man to forgive and forget. I believe in life you've got to forgive to release the pain, but to do that, me personally, I talk about forgiving and shit, but to do that is,
I'm not gonna lie,
it takes a proper
scared.
man.
I was scared. I was scared when I was going. I was scared.
You would have been.
Yeah.
I always go back to the start with my guest, brother. kind of where you grew up and how it all began.
Okay, so basically, I grew up in South London. My mum got murdered when I was 2, and then I grew up with my gran until I was around 13, 14. Then I just started doing petty crime and just going on the roads, and then started going in prison, little 4 months, then some 6 months, and I got a 3 year. And then I was around a circle of kids who were doing some naughty armed robberies, but by then I was doing my 3. So then when I came out, I just stepped up my game as well. And then because at them times, burglaries and that, you could find guns easy and that. So we ended up with guns and started doing armed robberies and just basically having my own weight on the back of a gun.
How old were you?
From the age of, say, like 19 to 25, that's when it was thick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about your teenage years and stuff?
Teenage, I was kind of, I was a timid person to begin with. I was,
You bullied?
A little bit. When I was young, yeah, I got robbed once, and I never forgot it. Do you understand? And I witnessed how people, when you're weak, how they always get the bad end of everything. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you learn that fast, and then when you start bringing guns into the equation, then it's not a physical thing anymore. It's a psychological thing. So then you can have the drop on someone who was physical but not got the psychological package to be able to enforce that. So when you're going to pull that on someone, the reaction you get is going to give you a shock, and you're going to think, wow, this is extreme power. You understand? And then it just spirals into something, and you just turn into this person because you're just into a yes world now, because no one don't say no to you again every time. And it's all underworld people, so they all got every reason to just take it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. With your mum as well, did that fuel a lot of anger and violence with you as well? And you started to realise what happened to her?
When I realised what happened, it was just like, I was like, wow, my mum's dead. But I didn't really understand. But then when the council,